What's up, everybody, and welcome to TJ Knows Wrestling. I am TJ Jones, and if you're listening on podbean.com, if you're listening on youtube.com, if you're listening on iTunes, thank you very much, because I know for a fact you can be doing something completely different with your time. But thank you for stopping by to see what your boy is talking about, man. It means so much to me. Now, I know a lot of people may be asking themselves, they may be asking, TJ, why have you decided to do a wrestling podcast? Well, that's simple. I am a huge, and I mean huge, wrestling fan. I can think of way back when I was 4 years old when I first fell in love with wrestling. I remember sitting on my grandmother's carpet watching WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior on Coliseum Video, man, on VHS. For some of my young listeners that probably don't know what a VHS is, Google it and look it up. That's where I fell in love with wrestling. And I remember every Saturday, man, Saturday mornings we would play basketball, and then at 5:05 Central Standard Time, I would go inside with my uncles, who were basically like my brothers. They're only like 5 and 6 years older than I am. So they were more like my brothers. I remember going into the house and watching WCW Saturday night, watching people like Arn Anderson, Johnny B. Bad, Booker T, Alex Wright, Chris Benoit battle for that WCW television championship, man. I have always been a huge fan of wrestling. I'm 30 years old now, and I still have the same love for wrestling as I did in the past. And that's the reason why I decided to do this show, man. On one thing before I get started also, I want to give a special shout out to two people that really motivated me to do this show. Two people, that is Joe Cronin and JD from New York, man. If you are a big time wrestling fan and you never heard of these guys, you owe it to yourself to check out these guys' show. You check out the Joe Cronin show, check out JD from New York, Off the Script. These two guys, the way that these guys work, they have jobs, they have families, but they give great content, and they give their all every show that they do, and they truly motivated me to do this show. So shouts out to Joe Cronin, JD from New York. Shouts out to Jake DeMarco also, man. And shouts out to my guy Mike Will 87, man, for doing all my graphics, man. He has done graphics for every single podcast that I have done. So shouts out to Mike Will 87. If you need somebody to design something for you, man, this guy just designed this podcast logo for me, and it is absolutely off the chains, man. So shouts out to Mike Will 87. Man, y'all follow him on Twitter at Mike Will 87. Thank you very much. But you guys aren't here to hear a whole bunch of plugs, and you're not here about my history. You're here to hear about wrestling, and that's exactly what we're here for. I want to talk to you all about some of the things that have been going on in WWE. This show is going to focus mostly on WWE. We may cover a little bit of Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling when something is going on, but the focus is on WWE, and I got a lot of things that I need to say about WWE. If you're listening to this show right now, I recorded this show on a Tuesday. Smackdown Live had just went off the air, and as we all know, after Backlash on this past Sunday, Jinder Mahal became the WWE champion. I've been looking at a lot of people having a problem with Jinder Mahal being WWE champion, and for some reason, I just can't tell you why you would have a problem with that. Especially for all the fans out there that's always talking about how the WWE needs to change. They need new champions. I'm tired of looking at Roman Reigns. I'm tired of looking at all of these guys coming in off the street becoming champion. Well, you got what you wanted. It may not be in a way that you wanted it, but it is something new. I'm not mad that Jinder Mahal became WWE champion. I know a lot of people are cracking jokes about the guy, saying allegedly he's on steroids. But at the same time, Jinder Mahal has put in the work. I remember I tweeted a couple months back. I remember when he was in a feud with Rusev, and I said, man, Jinder Mahal can really be a good hand if they would just give him an opportunity. And they gave him opportunity, and as you can see, Jinder Mahal is making the best of the situation. He looks like a champion, man. He walks like a champion. He's more confident than I have ever seen him. You know, I'm not even talking about him winning the WWE championship. I'm talking about leading up to the championship. I mean, he just completely stepped his game up. And I mean, you look at some of the things he's done before he even became, you know, the WWE champion. You can tell that the WWE was going to try to position him to do big things. I mean, the night before he was actually a part of the Superstar shakeup, his last match was against Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw. Then, you know, at WrestleMania, he had the little run-in with Rob Gronkowski. So, you know, if you're going to give a guy something like, you know, going up against a celebrity that you get off the street, you know that they had to have big things for him. Now, I didn't believe that Jinder Mahal was going to win at Backlash. If I was to tell you that I thought that Jinder Mahal would be WWE champion, I would be lying to you. I thought that Jinder Mahal was probably going to get a title shot just so they can plug SmackDown as the land of opportunity. But boy, did they plug SmackDown Live as the land of opportunity. I mean, unbelievable, man. Jinder Mahal, WWE champion. I mean, this guy goes from being with 3MB. I mean, basically Job Squad 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what they were. The Job Squad 2000. And he leaves the WWE for like 2.5 years. He comes back, and now this guy's the WWE champion. I mean, he got himself in some phenomenal shape. I mean, I know, like I said, a lot of people think that the guy's on steroids, but you got to give credit where credit is due, man. I mean, I follow Jinder Mahal on Instagram. This guy is, man, he's a workhorse, man, in that gym, man. He a beast in that gym. If you're not following Jinder Mahal on Instagram, man, you're doing yourself a disservice, man. Look at what this guy does, man, his exercise regimen and some of the things that he does. I have a whole newfound respect for Jinder Mahal by just following him on Instagram, man. He is a great, hard-working guy, man. You know, just some of the stuff that he actually believes and some of the positivity that, you know, that he brings, man. Just check him out on Instagram. I mean, but I like the fact that the WWE decided to make him the champion. Now, it's just all about doing something new, because I'm tired of looking at some of these guys coming off the street becoming WWE champion, man, becoming Universal champion. These guys that take the belt and go like Brock Lesnar. I'm not feeling it. I mean, I like Brock Lesnar. I think he's a bona fide certified beast. He is the beast incarnate. He deserves that title, but he doesn't deserve the Universal title. That title should be for a person that's out here grinding each and every week. I feel like him sitting at home with the Universal title is absolutely ridiculous, man, because that title isn't even prestigious yet. I mean, I think the ECW title, I ain't talking about the one that Shane Douglas had. I'm talking about the modern day ECW title has more legitimacy than the Universal title has as of right now. And then you're going to take it off television for months. I don't like that move. So anybody that has a problem with Jinder Mahal being WWE champion, I mean, just take a look at the state of the WWE right now and look at some of these part-timers just coming in running roughshod over these guys that's putting the blood, sweat, and tears, that's on the road, that's living in these hotels, living out of suitcases, and then they come in just off the street, some part-timer, and just beat the guys clean. I don't like that, man. But I like this is new. This is refreshing. It really shows that SmackDown is the land of opportunity. And I like SmackDown, man. I like that they decided to go in this direction. And I like the fact that they're giving Jinder Mahal a chance. Now, this is a publicity stunt, in my opinion, because we all know that India is the third largest market when it comes to WWE. They're big WWE fans in India. And I feel like Vince McMahon, the capitalist that he is, he's decided to focus on India and try to get some of that Indian money. And the best way for him to get that Indian money is to get Jinder Mahal to be champion. So he did just that. And like I said, Jinder Mahal, he looks certified, man. You gotta say that. Jinder Mahal looks like a champion. The guy walks out like a champion. He feels like a big deal. And honestly, by watching him just parade around as the champion, it makes me forget who Jinder Mahal actually was, man. Like, for real, like in the past, I don't really focus on Jinder Mahal and what he did in the past, because honestly, he didn't do anything. You know, I don't really remember anything that Jinder Mahal did. Basically, he was just a good hand, to give a good match to last about 5 minutes. But I don't remember anything Jinder Mahal did. I think that's something that he have going for him, that nobody really remembers what he did. So Jinder Mahal is your WWE champion. For all those that are out there that got a problem with it, I'll just say, would you prefer somebody like Roman Reigns to be the WWE champion? Maybe WWE put him on SmackDown and have him walking around as the champion. We know we don't want that. Would you like the Big Show to be champion? I mean, come on. Something new is something. It shows promise. Okay, it shows that there is a guarantee that WWE is going in a different direction. Let Jinder Mahal have his opportunity to be WWE champion. And then when he becomes WWE champion, then you make room for somebody like a Sami Zayn and some of our other favorite WWE superstars out there that we want to see as WWE champion. But Jinder Mahal is the guy. He's the catalyst. And you just have to deal with it. Come on, man. I mean, it's something new. It's something refreshing. Isn't that what we were looking for? But let's focus on SmackDown Live, man. Like I said, if you're listening to this show, I'm recording it right now. It is Tuesday, okay? And SmackDown Live just went off the air. SmackDown Live opened up. We see Shane McMahon coming out, doing the same shtick. He walking out there, dapping off the crowd, he pounding the chest and stuff like that. They're live in Toledo, Ohio. And he comes out and he introduces the 5 participants for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And the 5 participants are, excuse me, the 5 participants are Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Sounds like a real good lineup. I mean, from start to finish. I mean, you have some certified, bona fide superstars in the mix. You have Dolph Ziggler, who is a former Money in the Bank winner. But, we all know about Dolph Ziggler. I mean, honestly, guy needs a new gimmick or something like that, or maybe need to be off TV for a while. I'm a huge Dolph Ziggler fan. I love Dolph Ziggler, man. Dolph Ziggler is probably one of my favorite wrestlers, but, man, I don't know, man. So, sometimes it is, they say that absence make the heart grow fonder. And I feel like if Dolph Ziggler was off television, then I feel like a lot of people would probably miss him if he was to come back, maybe repackage himself. I think a lot of people probably would get behind Dolph Ziggler. I think the fact that Dolph Ziggler has just been around so long, I think that a lot of people, consider him as being stale. So I think that maybe Dolph Ziggler should have probably took some time off. I mean, this guy basically been working for the WWE for over 10 years. I'm pretty sure this guy got some holiday pay. I mean, some holiday vacation time or something that he can get. Maybe, go film a movie or something like that, a crappy movie for WWE Studios or something, and then come back and be, on a whole different tip. But then you have Baron Corbin, a guy who I feel like is one of the top heels on SmackDown Live. I don't like the way SmackDown Live did him tonight. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I like Baron Corbin. I like his mean streak. I like how he's just a bona fide, certified tough guy. You can't teach that. I mean, this guy, in my opinion, he's not playing a part. This guy is really as tough as he makes himself out to be, or WWE makes him out to be. I think he's a really, really tough guy, man. I like Baron Corbin. I like some of the things they're doing with him. I didn't like it tonight. Like I said, I'm going to talk about that later, but Baron Corbin is in the match. Then you have AJ Styles, the best wrestler in the world right now. I mean, what can you say about AJ Styles that hasn't already been said? The guy lives by his moniker of being phenomenal. I mean, he can have a good match with a broomstick. I mean, honestly, him and Shawn Michaels, I feel like, are two people. They can have a match with absolutely anybody and make them look like they are $1 million. Absolutely, man. And that is what AJ Styles is to SmackDown Live. Then you have Sami Zayn, of course, the glorified underdog that he is. It could be a big opportunity for Sami Zayn. I'm not a huge Sami Zayn fan, man. I'm not. I just feel like Sami Zayn is a watered down Daniel Bryan. And I like Daniel Bryan. I liked him. But I feel like Sami Zayn is a watered down Daniel Bryan. I didn't always feel that way about Sami Zayn, but I just feel like the way WWE is treating him, they made him a watered down Daniel Bryan. And they need to do something with him, man. I know they're probably trying to build him back up and stuff like that and make people care about him. But I do not care about Sami Zayn right now. I don't know if he made somebody mad in the back, that they're just giving him sorry scripts to run with, or they're just giving him sorry storylines. But I'm just not feeling Sami Zayn's character right now. Maybe you need to go back to being El Generico or something like that. I don't know. He need to do something, man. I'm just not feeling Sami Zayn at this point. Then you have Shinsuke Nakamura, guy who took WWE by storm from the first time he walked on SmackDown Live. I mean, we all know what he did in NXT. He put on some great matches. Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura's match at NXT TakeOver Dallas probably is going to go down in history as one of the greatest matches in WWE history. Probably going to put it up there with Randy Savage and Steamboat. That's saying a lot, man. That was a great match. I mean, it had the atmosphere, the back and forth. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better match between those two guys. Shinsuke Nakamura comes in on SmackDown Live, a lot of fanfare. He got a win at Backlash over Dolph Ziggler, so the momentum is riding high. And I'm interested to see what they're going to do with him in a Money in the Bank ladder match. And I'm going to talk about that as time go on. I'm not going to give any predictions on that, who I feel like is going to win. But I feel like Shinsuke Nakamura in a match, they better position him pretty good. That's all I got to say about that. But as Shane McMahon was talking, Kevin Owens comes down and says, why isn't he in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Why isn't he one of the guys in the match? And he pointed out the fact that he understands why Nakamura will be there and Sami Zayn. They actually won a match. But the rest of the guys didn't win at Backlash, and he did. So Shane McMahon reconsidered and added Kevin Owens to the Money in the Bank ladder match, which I don't like. I don't like it, okay? I don't feel like a champion needs to be in a Money in the Bank ladder match. If you're a champion, you need to be defending your championship at the pay-per-view. I mean, you're the champion. That's just what it is. I don't feel like Kevin Owens needs to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He needs to be taking his time to try to legitimize the United States title, because for the last couple months, the United States title has been watered down. I mean, when John Cena was the United States champion, this guy was having United States Championship open matches every single week. I mean, he basically put the United States Championship on the map, coming out there wrestling guys like Neville and Cesaro and Sami Zayn. He put it on the map to be a champion of the United States of America. That's what they need to be focusing on, those mid-card titles, because those mid-card titles are suffering. Between Kevin Owens' United States Championship run and Dean Ambrose on Raw, the mid-card titles have been absolutely watered down. And I feel bad because I always enjoyed watching the Intercontinental Championship. I feel very disrespected as a fan to watch the United States Championship just get watered down the way that it is. I mean, honestly, the United States Championship at one time in WCW, it used to be, man, it used to be the belt in WCW. And then the Intercontinental Championship belt, it used to be the belt held by Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin. These guys basically held that belt in mid-card status, and it elevated them to the main spot, to the top spot, just being the Intercontinental Champion. Can't forget about Mr. Perfect also. I mean, these guys put the Intercontinental Championship on a map. And then in the early 2000s, it went back down again. And then it came back up, man, once they changed it. I mean, once they changed it from that purple garbage that they had it before and turned it back to the classic white Intercontinental Championship belt, that's when the Intercontinental Championship belt really seemed like it was getting back into being the Intercontinental Championship we all knew and loved growing up as children. But now it's just, I don't know, man. Dean Ambrose just walking around here. He's the lunatic fringe. But, man, honestly, Dean Ambrose is boring, and he's not doing anything for the championship. I'm hoping that The Miz beat him, because for those that may not like The Miz, you got to say this. The Miz made the Intercontinental Championship seem important. When The Miz was Intercontinental Champion on SmackDown, man, people were interested in the Intercontinental Championship. People wanted to see The Miz lose the Intercontinental Championship, but at the same time, The Miz was putting on some great promos, and he solidified himself on SmackDown, man, as being the top heel. So they need that same type of momentum, and they need that same type of enthusiasm, and they need those same type of matches coming from Kevin Owens with the United States Championship. So I don't feel like the United States Championship should be defended in a Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be defended. You know, I don't feel like he should be in a match, I should say. He shouldn't be in a match. He should be defending it. He should be defending it against somebody, you know, and trying to legitimize that title. So I didn't like that. It should have been 5 people, and Kevin Owens, he should have just defended it at Money in the Bank. I don't like that. But there are 6 individuals, and those are your 6 that'll be representing SmackDown in the Money in the Bank ladder match and getting the opportunity at a contract to get a shot at the WWE Championship. Then we had a women's tag team match. We had Carmella and Natalya versus Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Honestly, people, I didn't really care that much about this match. I mean, I kind of skimmed through it. You know, I just kind of watched it. You know, I mean, Becky Lynch ended up winning with the disarmor, you know, making Carmella tap out. Look, let me say this about the women on SmackDown. There's not enough of them to have some of these matches and have some of these faction feuds. I mean, you have faction feuds when you have a plethora of a roster. You know, like you guys got so many people that you can afford to have factions. I mean, you have 6, maybe 7 women on SmackDown Live. So why would you have 3-on-3? Basically, you have your entire roster going up against each other. But the only thing about that is that the Women's Championship on SmackDown is suffering. It's suffering because it's not being defended. You had a pay-per-view where you could have had a Women's Championship match, but you decided to have a 6-woman tag team match. For what, man? For what? The SmackDown Championship for Women's Championship isn't even that old yet. It's not old. It's not old enough for you to be skipping pay-per-views. I don't understand it, WWE. Why are you having a pay-per-view, an exclusive brand pay-per-view, and not have every single championship on your roster being defended? I mean, I just don't understand it. A 6-woman tag team match? Look, I know Naomi has been in WWE for quite some time, but she is not certified enough. She has not put the Women's Championship on the map enough for her not to defend that championship. I think that is a bad move. I feel like it's a waste of time. They should split these women up and have individual feuds. They need to have Carmella maybe go up against Becky Lynch or somebody that can help her elevate her talent. And then you can have Charlotte go up against Naomi. I need a twist. I need a turn or something, man. I need Becky Lynch maybe to turn heel, Naomi to turn heel. I mean, everybody knows about the WWE wants Charlotte to be the female version of Hulk Hogan, a female version of Roman Reigns. We all know that, okay? So if you're going to do that, go ahead and put Becky Lynch, make her a heel. Because Becky Lynch needs to be a heel. Becky Lynch is boring. Becky Lynch has all the talent in the world, but she is boring. She is putting me to sleep because she is so boring in a ring. Her character is terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. And Becky Lynch can be really, really dangerous if you just give her a gimmick, a bad heel gimmick, have her go up against Charlotte, have her just doing some ruthless and vile things, man. I know you're trying to do it with Natalya, but I do not believe Natalya. I don't believe Natalya being a heel. I mean, she walks out to the ring. She's a great technician. She deserves, to be in any ring with any of these women, no doubt about it. But her being the top heel on SmackDown Live, I'm just not feeling it. Do something with Becky Lynch. Do something with Naomi, or your Women's Championship division is going to continue to go downhill. Raw Women's Championship, picture is looking pretty good. I mean, you got Alexa Bliss who can actually talk on the mic. I mean, she feels believable as a champion. I mean, she's doing it all right now. I feel like since she came over to Monday Night Raw, I feel like their division is on an incline, and the SmackDown Women's division is slowly starting to fall. So they need to do something about this, man. Get rid of all these 6-man, 6-woman tag team match. You know, I'm a tag her in. Nah, man, come on, man. Make your division better by splitting these women up and having them feud with one another to try to bring legitimacy to the women's division. Then we had what did we have? Oh yeah. We had Fandango or Breezango against the Usos. Okay, man. All these gimmick tag teams out here that trying to make us laugh and trying to be a circus sideshow. I'm not for that, man. Okay? Breezango are a good tag team. They are. They are a good tag team. I know a lot of people may say, oh man, I don't know, you don't know what you're talking about. Breezango, they suck. Man, I encourage you to go check out NXT. When Tyler Breeze was in NXT. This guy went up against a legend in Juicing Thunder Liger and put on a great match. I mean, Tyler Breeze was a great wrestler in NXT. And when he came over to the WWE, I don't know if Vince don't like him or somebody in the back just ain't feeling his gimmick. I don't know what's going on. And then look at Fandango. The guy beat Chris Jericho, a certified first ballot Hall of Famer. He beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. And now look at these guys. I mean, basically what these guys are, they're Santino Marella in a form of a tag team. Okay, this is what you have. You have Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov. I mean, these guys around here doing slapstick comedy in the ring. And I'm not going to lie, I was laughing at Backlash when they went up against the Usos and Tyler Breeze kept on changing clothes and talking about he was the master of disguise. I mean, that was funny. But this is the tag team championship. This is a tag team championship we're talking about. Leave the zany comedy alone and go in there and wrestle the way that we know that you can. The Usos, they're probably doing some of their best work they ever done ever in WWE. I don't know if they're in the back, they're just telling them, hey, just go out there and be yourself. I don't know if they're just getting scripts. I don't know what they're doing. But the Usos look so much better than they did in the past when they was coming out with the war paint and them colorful outfits. The Usos look like they're tough. They look like they can beat you down. And they're actually doing what you think they should do. And it's great. But looking at Breezango come out there and changing clothes and all that kind of stuff and trying to make people laugh, I'm not for that. Get a tag team in here that is actually going to elevate the tag team championship. I know I use the word elevate a lot, but you could use this word a lot when you're talking about the WWE. Because the WWE needs to elevate their talent and they need to really restructure a lot of things. The tag team championship on SmackDown, you can do some good things with it, but they're not. You'd rather sit up here and allow Breezango to be a comedy team and have you laughing when they're going up against the tag team champions. If you're going to let them make people laugh and stuff, man, put them up against the Ascension or something. You know, put them up against a tag team and that ain't going to win nothing. Don't put them up against the tag team champions because it just makes the tag team division look like a joke. It does. It makes it look like an absolute joke. So do something about that. But the Usos, first it started off, Tyler Breeze, Fandango came out. And this match there were some individual matches, okay? Each tag team partner fought each other. You had Tyler Breeze go up against Jey Uso. And then you had Fandango go up against Jimmy Uso. So the first match was Tyler Breeze versus Jey Uso. He hurry up and puts him in a small package, ends up winning a match. Then Fandango comes in and goes up against Jimmy, puts him in a small package, win a match. So now the Usos are just disgusted because, you know, they're They feel like these guys are a fluky team. So they go and tell them, tell Fandango and Tyler Breeze that we are going to put our tag team championships on the line. Make the match. Let me say this, man. Shouts out to the writer of Smackdown Live. The little small details are the ones that really, really count. You heard it here, folks. The small details are the things that really count. When the Usos went to the referee and said, we want a match, he didn't go down there to the ring announcer and say, okay, this match is for the tag team championships. No, he left the ring, put the headsets on as if he was talking to the back to get the okay to do the match. The small things like that really made this match, really made a difference, man. It really did. It made a difference by him just going to the headset saying that this match, can we have this match? The details, the small details are the things that really, really matter. So they end up having a tag team championship match. The Usos pick up the win. And now the question is being asked, who is going to beat the Usos? Who is going to be able to stop them? They're on another level right now. One of the best tag teams in the last 5 years. As JBL say, the best tag team in the last 5 years. I can't really talk like him, but you get what I'm saying. I can't do a JBL impression, but y'all know what I'm saying. He's saying he's the best tag team in the last 5 years. So who's going to beat the Usos? In my opinion, it's going to be the New Day. We know that the New Day is a part of SmackDown Live. The only thing that's holding up the New Day is the fact that Kofi Kingston had to get surgery on his ankle. So he was going to be out for a couple months. And the New Day are on the shelf because of it. So we know that there's going to be a few probably going into SummerSlam. You're going to have the Usos going up against the New Day, which a lot of people are looking forward to because I think it's going to be some good stuff. The way that the Usos, the promos that they're putting on, and we all know what the New Day can do. We know that these guys can talk on the mic and entertain. So we're in for a pretty good summer if the WWE goes that way. The New Day versus the Usos. I think that you're going to be in for a treat. Baron Corbin going up against Sami Zayn. We have a rematch from Backlash, which I don't like because I just feel like you just had that match just to get $9.99 out of people, and then you just turn around and have it on free TV. But anyway, they had a match, and Sami Zayn rolled up Baron Corbin. I'm talking about probably in less than a minute. Gets the victory, shocks Baron Corbin, and then Baron Corbin just snaps. Absolutely snaps. Goes in, beats the holy you-know-what out of Sami Zayn. I mean, he's throwing them all over the place. He's throwing them over the barricade. He's walking them in the middle of the aisle. He's throwing them into the stairs. I mean, he's knocking his head off the pyrotechnic little table, and then he just beating this guy up. And finally, the referees come and stop it. Baron Corbin looks like an absolute beast right now. I was kind of worried because he lost at Backlash, and then he lost so quickly on SmackDown Live. I was a little bit worried. I was wondering what they were going to do with Baron Corbin. I was wondering maybe he must have made somebody mad too in the back. But we see that Baron Corbin still has that tough guy role. I think that they're going to fight again, and this time Baron Corbin is going to get the victory. They're going to split him. We're going to see some 50-50 booking when it comes to it. See, Baron Corbin, it's not going to hurt him to lose because Baron Corbin has been doing some bona fide winning over the last couple months. But Sami Zayn's stock has fallen. I talked about this earlier. The stock of Sami Zayn has fallen. So by him beating Baron Corbin, it's building him back up. So the 50-50 booking may benefit the both of them, but nobody is going to be more beneficial than Sami Zayn. So Baron Corbin completely destroys Sami Zayn to the point where Sami Zayn has to get on a stretcher. They have to stretch him up. They have to put him on a stretcher and take him out of the arena, because Baron Corbin really did a number on him. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen between Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn. Then we had the tag team main event. We had Shinsuke Nakamura AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens. I mean, it was a pretty good match. I mean, it wasn't nothing to hoop and holler about. It was something to show, everybody's skill. But most importantly, it was to put Shinsuke Nakamura on as a strong, legitimate superstar on SmackDown. So he ended up hitting the Kinshasa on Kevin Owens for the 1-2-3. And like I said, it was a pretty good match. I just think that it probably was just one of those filler matches. I don't feel like it benefited anybody. Shinsuke Nakamura, a lot of people may not know who he is. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched New Japan. I don't really watch it as much, so I didn't know who Shinsuke Nakamura was. I don't know about any of his work in the past. And some people in the audience may not know it. I mean, everybody just knows right now that Shinsuke Nakamura has some pretty good theme music. A lot of people, that's all they know about Shinsuke Nakamura. It's the theme music, just cheering and yelling and going to the beat and humming to the beat of his song. But we don't know that much about Shinsuke Nakamura. If you're a casual fan, don't know that much about him. If you're a diehard wrestling fan, you've probably been following this guy since he was in New Japan. I mean, this guy has a great resume. I mean, titles all over the world. But in the WWE, you're just a rookie. I mean, even though he's been wrestling his entire life. But AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura get the win, knocking off Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. It was a pretty good SmackDown. If I can give it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7. I think the highlight of the night, which I want to talk about, the highlight of the night probably was Jinder Mahal, the confidence he had when he came out to the ring for his Punjabi celebration of being WWE champion. I mean, the guy was walking with a swag. The guy was just confident. Swag on 1,000. Man had 1,000 swag because this guy was confident. I mean, you can tell Jinder Mahal is happy, to be WWE champion. You can tell, it's a dream come true for him, and he's really rising to the occasion. So I don't really have that much to say about Jinder Mahal because the guy is really doing the best that he can. And all these people around here booing him, man, get a life, okay? Get a life. And realize that this is what you guys wanted. You wanted change. You wanted to see a fresh face. You wanted to see somebody you never seen. You wanted to see things you never seen in the WWE where you're getting what you want. Stop complaining, okay? Like Ryback said, don't be a fanboy. Don't be a fanboy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be sitting up there just being mad at everything. I hate that, man. Let's look at things sometime, before we start complaining about it. I can understand about Roman Reigns and stuff. I'm not a real big Roman Reigns fan. I don't think that Roman Reigns deserves some opportunities he gets, just like everybody else. But come on, man. We wanted change. We wanted something different. We wanted something fresh. So we got it in the form of Jinder Mahal. So they just leave it at that and just keep it moving, okay? Let's see what happens. Let's see if Jinder Mahal will be able to be a legitimate champion. Maybe he's just a transitional champion. We do not know. But get a guy opportunity before we start criticizing him. I can understand the guy was a jobber back in the day. I can understand that. But the guy that y'all cheer for in the building when people are doing promos, CM Punk, the guy started off riding on the back of a limo in a gangster costume for John Cena. So come on, man. Everybody have a start. Let Jinder Mahal do his thing. Let Jinder Mahal be the champion and let's judge his title reign instead of judging him as a person. Okay? Okay. This is TJ Knows Wrestling on Podbean.com, iTunes, and YouTube.com. Thank you all for checking this out. And once again, I want to let everybody know that you can follow me on Instagram at TJJones8 and on Twitter at TJJones8 and follow me on Facebook at TJ Knows Wrestling. Just started the brand new Facebook page, TJ Knows Wrestling. I will be giving you up-to-date stories on some of your favorite wrestlers, any news that comes, breakdown, any type of match or any breaking news that we have inside of the world of professional wrestling. I will be putting it on my Facebook group page. So please follow my group page, TJ Knows Wrestling. Let's talk about something that really has been on my mind for the last couple of days. This is something I just like to call "You Got to Be Kidding Me." And I come up with that name because there's something that Michael Cole says a lot. You got to be kidding me. So I'm coming up with this because this is for something I just can't believe happened. It was just basically just completely unbelievable. And you got to be kidding me moment comes from the match between Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. I'm just going to say it, folks. Eric Rowan sucks. Eric Rowan sucks. I know a lot of people may think that's harsh. I know a lot of people may think that I'm just being mean, but Eric Rowan sucks in the ring. I don't know why the WWE decides to make him the new Kane. Maybe because Kane is running for mayor in his hometown, and maybe they know he's not coming back, so now they need a new Kane, and this Kane is coming in the form of wearing a sheep mask. Eric Rowan is not good in the ring. Okay, he's not good enough to put on solid matches like Kane was. Kane was a solid worker. Kane can have a good match with anybody. Kane is not going to go out there and mess anything up. Kane is A plus B equals C. Okay, 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 is, he's that type of person. Okay, he's a good hand. He's not going to make any mistakes. He's not going to mess anything up. But Eric Rowan, the guy sucks. And I felt so bad for Luke Harper. Because Luke Harper, you can tell, and I was paying attention to it, he was basically talking to Eric Rowan the entire match. He was talking to him the entire match, trying to get him in the right position. But the match was just an absolute disaster. A disaster. One of the worst matches I've seen in quite some time was the match between Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And that was the "you got to be kidding me" moment of the night. Lastly, before I get out of here, I got to give my top 5 wrestlers of the week. This is when I crown some of the top wrestlers of the week. And the reason why I'm giving them the top 5 wrestlers of the week. Coming in at number 5 is Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is an absolutely incredible talent. I think we all know this. She's by far the best talker on the mic out of any woman in WWE right now. She puts on pretty good matches, and she's getting better as time goes on. You can tell that she's hungry, and she's trying to be the absolute best that she can be. I'm interested to see if they're going to take the title off of her and give it back to Bayley in their kendo stick on a pole match. I mean, they're rewinding the time, I guess, going back to WCW when they had the pinata on a pole match. But Alexa Bliss is the number 5 wrestler of the week, according to TJ Knows Wrestling. Coming in at number 4 is Finn Balor. Now, the reason why I don't have Finn Balor as number 2 and number 1 is the fact that I feel like Finn Balor is starting to get his stride back. For the last couple weeks, he basically been fighting jobbers. I mean, and then a couple weeks later, he's fighting Roman Reigns, and then he fights his former Bullet Club member, excuse me, his former Bullet Club member, Carl Anderson. So, and then he had a confrontation on Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman talking about Brock Lesnar. So they're putting a little nugget in fans' ear to say he can be possibly the guy that's going to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. But Finn Balor still needs to establish himself a little bit more. The diehard fans know him from NXT, and they know that, what he can do. But a lot of fans just feel like he just has a cool entrance and a nice jacket, but don't really give him the respect he deserves just yet. So coming in at number 4, I have to go with Finn Balor. Coming in at number 3 is The Miz. Man, what can you say about The Miz? The Miz is exactly what he said he is. Absolutely awesome. The Miz has been awesome since Smackdown Live. He has been one of the best heels on television. The guy really just get natural heel heat. People just hate him. People just want to slap him in the face. And he really does a good job at getting under people's skin. And he's coming in at number 3 because I feel like he is going to be the next Intercontinental Champion. I mean, coming in with that match versus the Drifter and Dean Ambrose, hitting the Drifter in order to get Dean Ambrose disqualified, because the stipulation at Extreme Rules, if Dean Ambrose gets himself disqualified, then the Miz automatically wins the Intercontinental Championship. So the Miz coming into the ring, causing Dean Ambrose to lose. So that was just something to show that the match at Extreme Rules can be very, very important. So number 3 is The Miz. Coming in at number 2 is Bray Wyatt. Now listen to me now. I know a lot of people like, Bray Wyatt. Look, this is for the week. Now I looked at it based on what he did on last week. He left Samoa Joe and he left Roman Reigns laying in the middle of the ring. I'm sorry, not Roman Reigns, but not Sami Zayn. I'm tripping. Seth Rollins. He left Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring, and he left Samoa Joe in the middle of the ring. So he had a lot of momentum. Then he started off Monday Night Raw with a great promo. I mean, you can say what you want about Bray Wyatt, but the guy just puts great promos on your television, man. Bray Wyatt is the truth, man. I just like Bray Wyatt. I like his character. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with him on Monday Night Raw. I didn't like the fact that they traded him over to Monday Night Raw, because I feel like he was just starting to get his stride. He was just starting to get his stride back, man. He was just starting to get his swag on Smackdown, man. And people really were starting to care about him again. And then they just put him over on Monday Night Raw. I didn't like that. I really don't. But he's making the best of what he has right now. So he really is doing, some great work right now. So number 2 is Bray Wyatt. Coming in at number 1, the number 1 wrestler on Monday Night Raw, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is number 1 right now. Not because of his promo work, of course not, but because of the position that WWE is putting him in. I mean, he beat Finn Balor on last week. Then he comes out this week and he does his thing on Monday Night Raw. You can say what you want about Roman Reigns, man, but Roman Reigns, I can't say that Roman Reigns ever had a bad match. I know we don't like Roman Reigns because of obvious reasons, because he's WWE's golden boy, and they're not going to let nothing happen to him, and they're going to make him look super strong, and he has a problem with selling. We all know this. But Roman Reigns does not have bad matches. He don't have bad matches, man. Tell me about a bad Roman Reigns match. Maybe the Triple H match at WrestleMania. That's because nobody wanted to see him in it. But as far as you just like holding your nose, leaving a building, you don't see that in a Roman Reigns match. And Roman Reigns has really been handling his business. I mean, from him getting rid of Braun Strowman, from him knocking off Finn Balor, and then what happened on Monday Night Raw, the guy been putting in that work. He just absolutely been putting in that work. And you can say what you want to say about him, but he's number 1 on my list. But I want to know what you guys think. Who are your top 5 wrestlers of the week? Now, I know a lot of people may not like my top 5, but once again, this is my opinion. Don't make it gospel. It is my opinion. These are my top 5. You may have your top 5, but these are my top 5 wrestlers of the week. I didn't mention AJ Styles because AJ Styles lost. I didn't mention Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens is kind of watered down. I didn't mention Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin lost to Sami Zayn. And I didn't mention Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn isn't that good right now. And Jinder Mahal, he had an okay week. He beat Randy Orton, but come on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what happens here. Maybe next week I have a different top 5, but those are my top 5 wrestlers of the week. And once again, let me know what you all think. Follow me at TJ Jones 8. Let me know what you think about my top 5 and who is your top 5. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, before we get up out of here, I just want to say to each and every one of you, thank you for stopping by, seeing what your boy is talking about. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys enjoy the wrestling podcast, man. I'm really excited about doing this. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to get some interviews and we'll be able to talk to some different folk and try to get their perspective on the state of the WWE and some other wrestling programs and that we see on television, some of the independent scene. I want to get some guys on the show that'll be able to shed some light on some things and come up with some decent booking ideas, man. On this show right here, we're going to be the booker. We're going to be the people that critique the show. When we're not going to be one of those people that just sugarcoat and we like Roman Reigns all the time and we like the John Cena's of the world. We're really going to be thinking about this really seriously, man. We're going to be serious about this, okay? We ain't just about to follow the WWE status quo. If a wrestler is doing a good job, we're going to let you know. If the wrestler's not doing too good, we're going to let you know. And if we like them, if we don't like them, we definitely are going to let you know. So this is what TJ Knows Wrestling is all about, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. This has been TJ Knows Wrestling. Once again, follow me on Facebook at Timothy Jones. Follow me on Twitter at TJJones8 and on Instagram at TJJones8. Till next time, you already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. We global. Good night, wrestling fans.